Hi there, and welcome to Elementary Statistics. I'm Cindy Roberts, and I will be on the journey with you online. I want to mention I am located in San Antonio, Texas, so unless you want a road trip, our office hours will be virtual. We'll talk about those. But just to let you know, and you can probably hear my twang in my voice, that I am not located in Florida. So let's have a look around the course just to make sure you feel comfortable. And please feel free to ask me any questions at any time, but hopefully I'll cover everything of how to get started. So when you log into Blackboard, you'll notice all this nice little information over here. The first one certainly is to go to the syllabus. So when I get into the syllabus, hey, there I am, right? And was having a much better hair day that day. But when you get in here, it will give you all my information, when you can find me online, which you will find out I'm online a lot, and then how to contact me, my phone number, which this is, of course, a cell phone, which you can text me as well, and then, of course, my email. Then we want to go to the syllabus. Of course, you definitely want to look at it and read it. So let's just kind of jump through it here a little quick. The biggest things is to get through this first week where, and I'll show you, well, let's just show you right now. Back here, you're going to see the student contract that you want to review. So that's the first thing. Then realize your exams are proctored, meaning on a site. A lot of times students take online classes and they think the entire course is online. Well, it kind of is, but your tests have to be proctored. So if you're in Jacksonville, that's easy. We have lots of different locations. You'll see when you sign up the different campuses to actually sign up for your exams. If you're not in Jacksonville, then you will find in Blackboard where you can fill out for the remote proctoring. And then you actually have one more way to take exams, and that's if you have a webcam like this one here. You could take the exams at home. The only minus is they do cost. I believe they're $25 to $30, something like that, each exam. However, it's kind of nice. You don't have to leave your house. So I leave that up to you, and I will summarize all that for you in a message so you realize you have to sign up for your proctored exams. Now, they do fill up fast locations. So if you want a particular location, say in Jacksonville, then I would go ahead and get signed up. Now, typically you can't sign up until right around after the end of the first week of class. So if you're not seeing them in there yet, they typically enter them in at that time. All right. And then next, you want to get registered for my stats lab. My stats lab is pretty much where all your work will be done. Okay, so I'm going to show you that here in a minute, but you need this code right here. Now, when you sign up for it, you might be like, wow, that cost a lot of money. You get the textbook within it. So you're paying for the book and paying for this lab. And again, I'll show you that here in a second. And so here's your first discussion board, tell me about you, and then your first homework. Again, here is my information, how to get in touch with me, the course description, it's statistics, right? Important dates, our class doesn't begin until August 24th, but I've opened up the course early so you can have kind of a look around to see what to expect. Holidays, woohoo! I don't really, say I don't have holidays online, so if you're working on Labor Day, I will still answer you. And then, of course, as you go through here, here's the required textbook. Again, if you're buying the My Stat Lab by itself, and you can just buy it directly from the website, you are paying for the textbook as well. It's just some students like to have that physical book. I probably, would be that way, but again, that's up to you. Certainly you need to have technology because this is an online course. And then we go through the learning outcomes, and this is very important, your calendar of activities. And I have it set aside even in Blackboard, so you can print it separately. So this should be somewhere that you see every day. You don't want to just say, oh, let me go click and see what I have to do. You want to have this printed in front of you, so there's no question of what assignments that you should be working on. Your typical grading scale. and then the course breakdown of each exam, homework, quizzes, and final exam. All right, and so then kind of the rest of this is I leave up to you to go through if you need any technical help and that type stuff. All right, so let's go back into Blackboard, and you will see that even though a lot of your work, I should say the majority of your work, is in the lab, I still will post our announcements through here. If you go to the discussions, you will find this is where you would ask me questions. There's kind of a nice little area that you can talk to each other. I don't typically go in this a lot. I might look at it every once in a while, but this is, I've had students that live in the same area, want to meet and study together, that type stuff. And then of course, here's our introduction. Okay, so this is where you will come in, introduce yourself. In fact, if you come in here, you will see that I've already introduced myself. You can read about me, and I look forward to meeting all of you. All right. Other than that, in here, you can see we have the assignments, and this is where I was saying this gives you something really nice that you can just print this out. The grades are in the lab. Okay, so there will be no grades actually in here, so you don't have to worry about that. And I should say this looks a little different. Let me actually put it on the way you see it. You only see these things. I will have an area in here that will have instructional videos. So each week I will add to this. I will remind you, go into Blackboard, because you kind of get in this course so used to being in the lab, you never come back into Blackboard. So I will remind you of those, okay, to make sure you know that they're in there. Also, this collaborate would be a nice area if you want to meet with me one-on-one, okay, that we can go into this little room, and that way I can answer questions right away, or again, telephone, however you feel more comfortable with asking me questions. Other than that, that's probably pretty much it in this area. So let's just jump to the lab. When you go to, let me just start, in fact, right here, you can go to mymathlab.com, and when you come here, if you don't have an account, and probably most of you won't, this is where you will register as a student. Now, if you bought the textbook and it came with my stat lab, don't pay for this again, right? Because you already have a code. So you need 2 codes for this course. You need 1 code to just register for the course, and then you need my course ID. So it's not going to let me go very far, but let's go ahead and jump here. So it's asking for the course ID, which was highlighted right there. So let's go ahead and grab it. And when you put this in, and then you click continue. Oh, how nice, huh? I don't have the course open yet, okay? So, but once you put this in, it will bring you to give me your credit card. And in that case, that's only if you didn't buy the book with the code separately, okay? And a lot of students like to just go straight to the website. Once you get in the course, then what it'll do is you'll go and you'll see in your courses all the homework, and you can see them in here, all the due dates of the assignments, okay? So going through each one of these. Now be sure you have the right things checked in this case, that in this case you have, if I want to just see the homework, I can see the first homework's due the 28th. If I want to look at just quizzes and tests, I can see when these, I can even go to just a particular chapter. So be sure you do have the correct things selected. Once you get in a homework, now I absolutely love my math lab, because on the homework, if you will take the time and before the due date, you have unlimited tries. You can try to answer these questions over and over and over. So it gives me a question here, and it asks me to find the correct answer. So I'll just select that one and I'll say check answer. I didn't get it right. However, it lets me check again. So let's pretend I didn't change it and I did a final check, and it tells you, sorry, that's not the right answer. Now, some of them give you 3 chances. This one being multiple choice only gives you 2. Sorry, my cough. Water. If I click similar exercise, it gives me another try. And so I can try here again, and I can do check answer. It says, sorry, that's not correct. I can try it here. Sorry, that's not correct. And I can continue to do these. So if I go back to question 1, I can continue to do these with similar exercise if I want to get 100%. So now you can see, well done, pat yourself on the back. If I go back, I got credit for it. So it never shows me you got it wrong. It's just if you spend the time, similar question till you get it right. So that's the beautiful part of using My Math Lab. All right, so that's pretty much it for the course as far as the main things that you need to know. The biggest part is most students think if they're online that they're alone. You're not alone. I will be bugging you all the time saying, why aren't you doing your homework? Hey, it's Friday. Are you waiting until the last minute? I do realize many of you work, you have families, you have lives, but you can't put everything off until the weekends. The main reason is you'll run out of time, right? Because there's going to be so much due on Sunday at midnight. Everything's due Sunday midnight. You'll run out of time. Another huge reason you don't want to cram everything on the weekend, you won't retain it for test, okay? So test, let's talk about that a little bit more. Now going back here to the syllabus, the main thing when you take a test is you need to realize, let me scroll back in this area right here, sorry, here, is when you take a test, you're only allowed to bring a calculator, and it can only be like a TI-84, TI-83, okay? It can't be a TI-89, right? So it can't be the graphing type calculators, but it can be a graphing calculator, I'm sorry, but not the upper level ones, TI-85. So you want to learn to use that calculator for shortcuts, and those are the type videos that I'm going to show you in here. Okay, so definitely have your calculator ready for the course, and always check in here, okay, to see what announcements, and I will send them that they email to you so you won't miss anything important. Again, please know I'm here. Contact me anytime you need help, anytime, and we will definitely get through this course together. So see you online, and let's get started.